This is indeed a major revolt by Nepali youths, described in media as gens. Already the young generation was seething in anger over unemployment and inflation, and Ola's government imposed a ban on all social media platforms, forcing angry youths to come out on the streets. Nepal Prime Minister KP Sharma Ali today resigned along with his ministers, after continued anti-corruption protests in Kathmandu, Pokhara, and other cities of the country turned violent. Sources said the Prime Minister had to resign after the Army Chief General Ashok Raj Sigdel advised him to first quit so that the army could bring the situation under control. Protesters on Tuesday set fire to the parliament, offices of major political parties, and residences of the PM and other ministers. Several ministers were beaten up by mobs on the streets, and they ran for their life. The army used helicopters to bring the fleeing ministers to the army barracks for safety. Former Prime Minister Sher Bahadur Dubba was injured when he was beaten up by an angry mob. India has put its border security personnel on high alert as ministers, bureaucrats, and other political leaders are running for their lives from angry protesters. Kathmandu International Airport has been closed after reports came of protesters making their way to the airport to stop leaders and bureaucrats from fleeing. This is indeed a major revolt by Nepali youths, described in media as gens. Already the young generation was seething in anger over unemployment and inflation, and Ola's government imposed a ban on all social media platforms, forcing angry youths to come out on the streets. At least 21 youths have died in police firing and more than 250 others have been injured. 4 journalists were also hit by bullets. Most of the deaths were caused by bullet shots in the chest, according to a Kathmandu hospital superintendent. In his resignation letter, Ali has written that he was stepping down to facilitate a solution to the problem and to help resolve the crisis through political means. An all-party meeting has been called on Tuesday evening, but there is widespread anger among people towards politicians. Nepal has witnessed a series of coalition governments in recent years. The death of a large number of Nepalese youths is indeed unfortunate and sad. It appears the Nepalese government was not ready to face such an eventuality. The government had no idea that thousands of youths would come out on the streets to protest. Indiscriminate firing by security forces fueled the protests. The common people of Nepal are suffering from what they say, corruption, nepotism, and recession. The fire of disenchantment with politicians was simmering for the last several years, mostly among the young generation. When Facebook, YouTube, X, and other social media platforms were banned, the simmering anger took the form of a raging fire. 2 days ago, KP Sharma Ali had alleged that a conspiracy was being hatched to dethrone his government and youths were being provoked to come out on the streets. But Ali did not mention who was hatching this conspiracy and who wanted to unseat his government. But one thing is clear. Ali had been dancing to the tunes set by neighboring China. People were angry with him on this score. People noted that Ola's government had banned all other social media platforms except the Chinese app TikTok. Nobody will be surprised if Ali now says that it is India which has provoked these street protests. As far as India is concerned, the government has no other option but to keep a close watch on the situation. India has a long border with this landlocked nation. People of both countries travel to and fro easily through this border. In some of the border areas, there are families who have relatives on the other side. For India, it is a time to wait and watch. AAJ Ki Baat Monday to Friday, 9 p.m. India's #1 and most followed super primetime news show AAJ Ki Baat Rajat Sharma Kasak was launched just before the 2014 general elections. Since its inception, the show has redefined India's super prime time and is numerically far ahead of its contemporaries. AAJ Ki Baat Mon.